Hi kids, it's Mr. Heidegovich. We're just about to find out what Benji's surprise is for his 10th punch on his punch card. And also Elvis and he are kind of bantering or arguing back and forth about who is smarter. So that's where we pick up today, and we'll be on here for about 15 minutes. I hope you enjoy it.
I'm talking about the number pi. P-I. But I like pie too. Banana cream is my favorite. My mom makes a great one. Yes, of course I know the number pi. How many digits can you do of pi? 3.14159265358 13. And you? 3.141592653589793238462. 22. Show off? Fine, so maybe he was smarter than me. But why couldn't he ever act like a regular dog? So can you even do any regular dog tricks? Can you catch a frisbee? Why on earth would I want to catch a frisbee? I only do things that I believe will help serve mankind. I hardly think catching frisbees does anything for the greater good of humanity. Can you just talk normally? And I think dogs who catch frisbees are really talented and lots of fun, so you may want to think about learning how. What are you implying by that statement? I'm not implying anything. I'm telling you, you're not fun. I am too. Then let's go have some fun. I started toward the door, stepping around Elvis. Fine, don't come. See if I care. And besides, according to you, you're not my dog anyway, so it's all good. And with that, I popped my head out the door, looking both ways down the hall. The coast was clear, so I made a break for it and ran toward the elevators. Within 2 seconds, Elvis was running by my side. He decided to come after all. Luckily, we didn't see anyone, but it took a while before the far left elevator showed up. I pressed the down button, but by the time the right elevator came up, it was already 3:35 a.m. We were late. I hate being late. I pressed the SB3 button inside the elevator and noticed my breathing growing rapid and shallow. This is how most of my asthma attacks start. I get nervous, and then I get nervous that I'm getting nervous, and then I really get nervous about getting nervous. Then I take deep breaths so I calm down, but then it doesn't feel like I can get enough air into my lungs, and that makes me even more nervous, which is when I take faster, shorter breaths, which can sometimes give me the hiccups, and then Elvis pushed the red stop button with his nose. The elevator screeched to a halt. I've seen that happen in movies plenty, but I've never been in an elevator where someone did it before, and especially not a dog. Now I was really nervous. Benjamin, everything is okay. You're okay. You need to try to calm down. Calm down? Calm down? We're late and you just stopped the elevator, which is going to make us more late. Oh no, I'm feeling dizzy. Am I sweating? Is it warm in here? I'm gonna faint, aren't I? But just before I fainted, Elvis pushed me against the wall and licked my face. Blech! It was so gross and warm and slobbery, but also ticklish on my neck. I laughed, and suddenly I started to feel better again. Stop it! Stop it! That tickles! Rule number 1. Don't leave a room without me and in mid-conversation. It's rude, Elvis said. Rule number 2. Don't get mad at me when I say I don't think it's a good idea for us to run around the hospital in the middle of the night. Rule number 3. Don't tell me I'm not fun. I'm plenty fun. I can tell a knock-knock joke in French, so next week when I'm at my White House party, I'll be a laugh riot. And just in case I'm not being clear, you need to understand something. I'm not with you to be fun. I'm here to do my job, which is to protect you. I spent 2 years training so I could do my job right. I took and passed every single class at my dog academy. I can lead a blind person. I can detect heart attacks and alert people who are about to have a seizure. I can water rescue. I can get you out of a burning building. I can dig my way out of any yard. If you get lost, I can use smell to find you miles away. I can handle any dangerous situation and get you to safety easily and with confidence. I graduated at the top of my class. No other dog worked harder than me. I take my job very seriously. And when I know you're safe, you and I can chat and bicker and joke around and fight over dumb stuff. But my number one job is to keep you safe. And yes, you are correct. Technically, I am not your designated service dog. But until this little mix-up is all cleared up, I strongly feel the honorable thing to do would be to fill in for now. I'm certain it is what the president would expect of me. So, are you feeling better now? Can I restart the elevator? I nodded. With that, Elvis walked over to the elevator knob, gently grasped it between his front teeth, and pulled it. The elevator moved again. I didn't say anything. Suddenly, I felt shy around Elvis. I get it. And I didn't mean to be rude. I just didn't want to be late. The elevator stopped at SB3. SB3 stands for Sub-Basement Level 3, which is the very bottom of the entire hospital, because there was the basement level, Sub-Basement Level 2, and then Sub-Basement Level 3, where the morgue was located. Wait a second. Suddenly it all made sense. SB3 was the morgue. Dino was taking me to the morgue. When the doors opened, Dino was standing there with a huge smile on his face. No way! Are we? We're not really going to. I can't believe it! I said to Dino as Elvis followed me into the hallway, and I stared at a sign that was posted on the wall. It clearly said, Morgue. Whoa! Is that a dog or a bear? Dino said as soon as he saw Elvis. It's a dog. His name is Elvis. Elvis? Whoa, cool name. See, I told you it was cool, I said to Elvis. Are you talking to the dog? Dino cocked his head and looked at me. The dog's official name is Parker Elvis Pembroke IV, but I call him Elvis. What do you think? Dino held out his giant hand for Elvis's giant nose to smell, and then he patted him on his head. Dino talked to Elvis loudly and slowly, kind of the way my mom talks to my dad's mom, who currently lives in a rest home in California. Hello, doggy. My name is Dino. You are really big. You're one to talk, Elvis barked. Hey, I felt like he understood me. Dino smiled. Too bad neither of us speaks dog, so we'd know what he said, right? Oh, I doubt he said anything interesting anyway, I said. Let's go. You know, Benji, if you're scared or freaked out, we don't have to do this, Dino said. I was terrified and really, really freaked out, but I really, really wanted to go. I've always been curious about the morgue, and I've seen a dead body or two on television, but I've never seen one in person. Are we going to see a dead body? Dino knows me well, so he knew my anxiety level was pretty high. He watched me carefully and said that we didn't have to see a dead body if I didn't want to, but that we could at least walk around down there. Think of the stories you can tell all your friends at school, he said. Yeah, that's for sure. I said this as though it was true. I didn't want to admit I don't actually have any real friends at school. But there were a few people I could tell, like my mom and the twins, my dad, Ms. Hensel, the librarian, and probably Ms. Blaine, but that might be risky, because she's the type of teacher who'd offer me extra credit if I turned it into a class presentation. Me and My Trip to the Morgue, a diorama by Benji Wendell Barnsworth. Normally I'd tell Dino and Dr. Helen my stories, but obviously Dino is part of the story, and I'm betting Dino wouldn't want me sharing this adventure with Dr. Helen, since she was basically his boss. But I have to admit that the very first person who popped into my head when he said that was Tazy McDonald. Dino, I didn't know you were Tazy's uncle, I said. Did you know she's in my class at school? What? Get out of here. You go to St. Elmo's Street Elementary School? Yep. I guess I assumed you were way younger than Tazy. No offense, little man, but she's almost twice your size. Just because I'm shorter doesn't mean I'm younger. Spending lots of time in hospitals puts my reading level ahead of other kids. Taisy's a good girl. My favorite niece is the daughter of my least favorite brother. Go figure, huh? I could tell he didn't really want to discuss it anymore. And besides, the morgue probably wasn't the place for idle chit-chat about the people we had in common outside of the hospital. I definitely wanted to know more about Tazy, but I'd have to wait. Earth to Benji. Come in. Come in. What? Oh, sorry. I want to do this. You're sure? No, but I want to do it anyway. Man, I can see the little hairs on the back of your neck standing straight up. Dino, I want to do this. Elvis sensed my nervousness, or perhaps the fact that my teeth were chattering even though I wasn't cold was a giveaway. But he placed his nose under my left arm and tossed his head so that my hand landed on top of his head, making me pet him. Elvis spoke quietly. Petting dogs helps people with high blood pressure relax. And Benjamin, you need to relax. You gotta keep him quiet, Dino said. We can't get caught walking around down here. It's bad enough we're down here, but having a dog down here would be worse. Why is he making so much noise? I don't know, but let's hope it's not because he sees dead people. I chuckled nervously at my own joke and petted Elvis like he suggested. His fur was silky smooth, and I had to admit it was working. I felt calmer. I also realized that where I heard Elvis talking, other people seemed to hear him barking or whining. We walked into a large main room filled with steel drawers like you see on cop shows when they have to go to the morgue. The room was empty, but there were lots of long silver tables. There was also a half-eaten tray of food on one of the tables. Ew. If I worked in a morgue, I don't think I'd be bringing my tray back here to eat. Gross. So, now that we're here, is there anything you want to do? Dino asked. Do? Like, what are my options? I don't know. I figure kids are into creepy things. We could look at a dead body. We could guess which drawers are empty and which ones are full and then open them to see who was right. We could use a Sharpie and you can sign underneath one of these tables and say that Benji Barnsworth was here, but not dead. Dino's ideas were all interesting, but I wasn't sure if any were exactly right. I was pretty excited to be in the morgue. I was much less excited at the thought of seeing a real dead body. The smell down here alone was already starting to make me a little queasy. It smelled like a fake smell that people spray so that it won't smell like actual dead people. Elvis walked over, cocked his head to one side, and stared at me hard. Sorry, but I'm trying to think of something to do down here. It's not every day I get to see a morgue. Who knows when I'll ever be in a morgue again? I mean, when I'm alive and can actually enjoy it a little. I'm pretty sure that morgues are not on anyone's top 10 lists of fun times, so I think this is pretty much as good as it gets. Seen it, done it, let's go, said Elvis. He was right about the morgue. All the cool things in a morgue probably involved seeing or touching a dead person. And if I did that now when I was 10, what would I have to look forward to when I was older?
And that's where we'll stop for today. So I hope you enjoyed the story. They are down in the morgue, and Elvis is trying to talk Benji out, and Dino is trying to figure out what they can do down there for a good time. So that was his surprise, and I will talk to you later. Have great days. Thanks. Bye.